Okay, so when we think of anything that exists in three dimensions, or specifically human movement, it occurs in three planes: forward and backwards, side to side, and rotationally. And as a general rule, humans are not. Okay, so when we think of anything that exists in three dimensions, or specifically human movement, it occurs in three planes: forward and backwards, side to side, and rotationally. And as a general rule, humans are not great at rotation. We tend to lose rotation in our thoracic spine and rib cage. We tend to lose rotation in our hips, and then we have to make up for it somewhere else. So then we try harder to rotate in our necks, in our lower back, in our knees or ankles, and then we see injuries in those places. So most ankle sprains, knee ligament tears, back injuries, neck pain, most of that happens in a rotational plane because we're trying to compensate that exists in places where we want it to be. And so a bunion doesn't quite fit what I just described because it's not an acute injury, but it's more like an issue that happens over time because of the lack of motion in other places. So with a bunion like this on my foot, what happens is rolling excessively in from the ankle, and it tends to splay the toes out. And as you do that over time, you create an angle here between the foot and the big toe such that there's more stress at this joint, and the body recognizes that area of increased stress, and its response is to lay down more bone right there. And it can get painful. It can change the flexibility of this joint. And when it's coupled with this rolling in issue, then the foot becomes less functional. But when you strengthen the foot, when you strengthen the hip that foot is connected to, you can work to straighten the toes out to some degree. You can get better function of them, and you don't continue to progress the same deformity, because it is a deformity that occurs over time. Okay, so tomorrow I want to talk to y'all about another foot problem that, like bunions, is often commonly referred to as only a foot problem. But I would like to introduce to you the thought that it is that foot is connected to the rest of the leg, and how the hip and the core, the abs and the pelvic floor function all impacts the way that foot functions and the pain that you get in that foot. So come back tomorrow if you're interested in that, and if you'd like to learn more about how your feet and the rest of your body are connected, sign up for my newsletter. Next Monday, I'm going to send out a link for y'all to start enrolling in my walking course that will start on October 9th.